Hello and welcome. You are watching Property Hotline with me, Kavita Krishnan, and we are answering all your questions related to buying, selling and investing in real estate today. With me in the studio is Ashwinder Singh. He's the CEO of Residential Services at JLL India. Ashwinder, welcome to the show. Let's get started with a question that we've got on email from Dev. Dev writes in from Bengaluru and he says that he has finalized a property, Purva White Wall, on Sarjapur Road. Now this is a 3 BHK flat. He wants to know what should be the price of this property. What would you say?
I think this property should be valued at around 6,500 to 6,700 per square feet. It is a good area, and the structure is ready and going to be expected to deliver next year. So it's a good investment.
And also when we are, since we are talking about Sarjapur Road, could you just elaborate a little on the kind of growth that one can really expect if you buy into this market at this point in time?
See, what is happening is at this point in time, there are two kind of buyers that are looking for Sarjapur Road because of its proximity to various employment generating micro markets. So you have the first time buyers also who are interested in this particular micro market, but the main inventory that is going to move in this particular market, and maybe it is not just for this market, but the main inventory is going to be a ready-to-move-in inventory, which is either available maximum in a year's time or, is ready to move in. So a good place to get into. The rentals are also great because there are a lot of people who want to stay in this area because this is near to their workplace.
Right, and as you can see, prices have gone up 6% in the last 1 year. Of course, prices have stayed largely flat across the market in India in the last year or so. So 6% is really not something that you should take lightly at this point in time. Rates over there, 5,327 rupees per square foot is the average price. The property that you have in mind, of course, is ranging between 6,500 to 6,700 rupees per square foot. Moving on, we have a question from Nandita from Chennai. Now, she says that she has a property in Malleshwaram in Bengaluru. Now, she bought this property around 15 years ago. It is a 3 BHK house and she plans to sell it soon. What price can she expect, she asks, in Malleshwaram? She does not know the built-up area of the house. So, she also wants to know how to go ahead with the deal. So, two questions there really, Ashwinder. She wants to know, A, how to go ahead with the deal because she doesn't know the built-up area. How can she really measure it? And secondly, what price can she expect in Malleshwaram at this point in time?
See, Kavita, it's a little tough to kind of give a ballpark on what the area would be for a 3 BHK. Let's assume the built-up area is anywhere between 1,600 to 1,800 square feet. See, there are two kind of pricings that she can get. So it also depends on whether it is an independent place or the apartment has certain amenities or not. So if this apartment is not having amenities, the average rate in this micro market is anything between 5,800 to 8,000. However, if this apartment or this unit also has amenities, she can be pretty lucky and she can also get around 10,000 rupees per square feet. So it finally depends what kind of amenities and what kind of construction is there and where is this particular apartment or unit located.
Right. Also, like she said, she doesn't know the built-up area of the flat. Now, is there any, expert, anybody that you can really call in who can measure the flat and tell you, I don't know about the built-up area, but of course the carpet area at least?
Yeah, that's pretty easy. That's really not a tough thing. She can just, coordinate with a local architecture firm, and they can send even a draftsman who can come and, or an engineer who can just come and do the mapping of the house. This is a maximum 1 hour's job, so she won't have any problem in doing that. She can just go to a reputed architecture firm and get them to do the sizing, and they will also give her a certificate for that.
Now, of course, I mean the RERA, which is coming in soon, which will be rolled out hopefully next year, that does mandate sale on carpet area. Can she go ahead just knowing the carpet area of this flat? That will that suffice, or does she really have to figure out the built-up area? Because if I read between the lines, that precisely is her major concern over here.
No, Kavita. I think Nandita will be really appreciated by the buyers if she gives the carpet area, because that's the right way to quote any price for a real estate apartment in the residential space at least, and that is the right approach, and the buyers will appreciate the transparency, because there is this huge ambiguity between built up, carpet, and that is why RERA also talks about moving to the carpet area, perspective and selling on carpet area. So there's no problem whatsoever.
Right. So there you go, Nandita. Very, very easy to actually determine the area of the flat.
And in fact,
that you hold.
she can.
Yes, Ashwinder, go on.
She can also, she can also, quote a price which is maybe a 10% premium over the average price that I just gave you, because she's selling on carpet, and, she might get that price.
Right, so there you go. Call in a draftsman from a local architecture firm, and that person should help you to actually arrive at, to actually calculate what is the carpet area of the flat, sell on carpet area, ask for a premium of 10% when you do sell that flat over and above the average price, which like Ashwinder just pointed out is around 5,800 to 8,000 rupees. If it is a building without amenities, it can go 10,000 upwards in a building with amenities. Of course, the easy thing to do would be to also check what the last 2 or 3 flats that sold in that building, what they sold at. That should give you a fair idea of what price to expect for that particular property, because we are working with the very scanty information that you've actually sent in to us. Moving on, we have Mugiz Khan, who's written in through email. Now, Mugiz says that he has bought a 3 BHK flat of 1712 square feet in Godrej Summit in Gurgaon in June 2014. The cost was 7,750 rupees per square foot. Now he plans to sell this flat, but he says that presently the prices are very low. He wants to know if there is any chance of price improvement in the project. Ashwinder, this is something that we've been constantly hearing, that it is not really a seller's market. And, people who are trying to exit out of investments they have made, it's probably not a great time. What is your take on that?
See, my take is, yes and no. It is not a seller's market, but there are enough and more people who want to buy a house for their end use, and that is where my disconnect is. So, there's a lot of sentiment which is moving around. It is not a seller's market, but I tend to disagree. There is a segment which is really looking for great deals, whether it is a resale deal or a primary deal. And, if you have the right advisors, you have the right intermediaries who can help you find the right demand generation, and people who are looking for an end use, who are living near, who are working near a particular, so for example, Godrej Summit, it suits somebody. Why not? People will definitely come, have a look at it, and if there is a deal, they will buy it. Because I have a contrary view, because this is the best time to buy, because you can strike a deal and get the best out of, the seller. So it depends. So I don't think prices might increase, but if you really want to sell and you have a requirement from the proceeds, or you want to further invest it, there is no harm in sitting across the table, doing a final negotiation and striking a deal if it is not really denting your pocket, and move on.
Right. And also, Ashwinder, when you are looking to sell a project now, of course, he bought into the project, like he says, in 2014. We are at the end of 2016 right now. So he's already held it for over 2 years. Ideally, he should be holding on for another 1 more year if he wants to really avail of the long-term capital gains exemption. But having said that, if you're looking to exit from a project, how much of an increase in prices, in asking price, is a good profit to make?
So, Kavita, very good point made by you. I would also suggest that he should wait for a year. And, long-term capital gain is pretty decent. It is not a high tax bracket. He should definitely wait for 3 years because, even if he gets a 5-10% over what he had invested, and if he ends up paying in short-term capital gain, it is not a win-win for him. So he should definitely wait because, whatever 5-10% he's going to gain, he's going to end up paying on short-term capital gain. Wait for another year. I don't think he can expect more than 5 to 10% on the absolute value that he had invested. And that also if there is somebody who's a genuine buyer and wants to live in that house.
Right, Mugeez, that's your answer there. Ideally, you should stay invested in that property for another 1 year at least. Like Ashwinder pointed out, you cannot really expect more than 5 to 10% over what you have paid for that property, and that really will be washed out in the capital gains tax that you'll end up paying on that particular property. We have an email query from Vidya next. Now, Vidya says that she gave a token amount of 2 lakh rupees for the villa at Ramki Gardenia Grove in Hyderabad. Now, she wants to know if it is the right time to continue with the investment or should she try to bargain with the developer. If the buyer doesn't agree, should she hold back her decision or continue with the present rate? Ashwinder, we are getting a lot of these questions, especially after demonetization was announced. People are worried with all of those viral WhatsApp messages doing the rounds. What would you suggest? Should she go and negotiate at least and ask for a better deal?
To be honest, number one, Ramki is a developer which has credibility. It is a good location. Hyderabad, Bangalore, Kavita are one of the few cities which are really not going to get affected by demonetization. These were very transparent markets. These are end user markets. Developers have a clean track record, like the one in question. So I really don't understand why should she even be thinking on these lines. There is no reason for her to think on these lines. She's given a token. It must be a well thought out buying decision. And just because an incident or an event has happened where a lot of people are kind of having opinions, and some of these opinions are unfounded, because I don't think these opinions are coming from real estate experts. These opinions are coming from everyone, every guy on the road who's ever bought a real estate, and that is one of the unfortunate parts about real estate, that everybody makes a comment and then it becomes a sentiment issue. I would just suggest that she should stick to her decision and go ahead. Hyderabad is a great market. The market is booming right now. The developer is good. The location is good. So there is no reason to turn it back.
Right, no reason to turn back. You should just go ahead with the deal. You've obviously made a very well thought out choice over here. So you should just go ahead with the decision that you made. But Ashwinder, what caught my attention is what you said about the Hyderabad and Bengaluru market really being insulated, as it were, from the effects of demonetization, because these are largely end user markets. Which are the markets where you expect to see some kind of pressure on prices because of demonetization?
Kavita, see, in the last 1.5 months, to be honest, I have not seen any of the deals falling because of change in pricing. And, I really want to be honest here. Right now, these are gut feelings and assumptions. However, I feel that there might be certain pressure in the northern markets. And, to be precise, tier 2 markets will take a little bit of heat, because tier 2 markets have more of the unorganized players in real estate, unlike the top 8-9 markets in India, which got organized in the last 2-3 years, were fairly transparent. So the tier 2 markets might face a little bit of hiccup, might face a little bit of, taking time to transform into this new era of after demonetization. And that's where a little bit of shakeup might happen. But in terms of established top tier A, 8-9 top Indian markets, to be honest, at least on the primary side, in terms of new sales, the segment that is buying these apartments is what? They are paying a down payment. Most of them take a home loan. So where is the, question of demonetization
Right.
impacting new sales? yes, there might be certain transactions that would happen on the resale side, which might get deferred if not if not cancelled.
Right. But when you say northern markets, which are the micro markets that you're really talking of?
I feel the resale market in Gurgaon might get a little softer, or Noida. But the resale, I want to be very categorical here. It is just going to be the resale transaction that might get impacted. The new property sale is not going to get impacted.
So there you go. If you're hunting,
That's the feeling I'm getting, and that's the data that I've been seeing.
right. So there you go. If you're hunting for good deals at this point in time, then you should go looking at the resale market. That is where you're buying from an investor, or you're buying from an existing homeowner. You need to look at the resale market in Gurgaon and in Noida.
See, but what is going to happen?
Just get right, Ashwinder. Go on.
There's a very interesting point, Kavita. What is going to happen is on the resale side, like the point that you picked up, and I was really delighted that you picked up that point. See, the investors are not going to now sell before 3 years, because the overall resale price, if it comes down, and if they sell it before 3 years, the short-term tax is going to hit their margins. So automatically what will happen, the most of the segment that was even looking at the resale side would move to the primary or the new side, because the investor or somebody who's on the resale market and has not completed 3 years would be a little apprehensive on selling the property right now, and will let it complete the 3-year cycle. So that's the beauty, and that's why I see that the overall demand on the primary side, after a quarter, after the dust settles and the sentiments which are a little unfounded kind of become real, the property markets on the new property sale might see some good momentum coming back.
Right, so there you go. So all those rumors of a 50%, 60% discount on property, all those rumors that have been doing the rounds on WhatsApp especially, are completely unfounded. You will not see too much of pressure on prices. Maximum you can expect is 5 to 10%, and that too in resale and in markets that are largely investor driven. We have Abhishek from Jaipur on the phone line. Abhishek, what is your question?
Hi, this is Abhishek here from Jaipur. So my question is that I have a 3-bedroom apartment in Dwarka Sector 10. It's a road-facing, market-facing apartment, and it is 1,100 square feet in size, the carpet area. I want to know what is the expected amount that I can expect if I sell it in this market, because I've been getting mixed signals from all the possible directions in the market, and I do want to know what is the expected range that I can expect.
What signals are you getting, Abhishek, over there? What are the signals you're getting? What are the quotes that you are getting for that property?
So I've been told that that the market value for the 3-bedroom apartment in Dwarka Sector 10 is somewhere around 1 crore, but I'm not sure if that is the right value or whether that's the right amount. I really don't know, because before the demonetization came in effect, it was somewhere around 135, 125, and now all of a sudden it has gone to 1 crore.
Okay, we've just debunked that entire possibility over here that you're going to get a 50 to 60% discount on property prices. You said 1.3, 1.4 was a going rate for a 3-bedroom apartment in Dwarka Sector 10. And you are getting quotes of 1 crore. What would be a fair value for a 3-bedroom apartment in that area, Ashwinder?
I think a fair value should be anything between 1.2, 1.25 crores, not below that, not above that. And I would suggest he should wait. There's a lot of dust around the whole thing. Let it settle down. Take a deep breath. End of January, February, again get into the market. I'm sure he's going to get a reasonable price for that. and right now is not the time to sell, just because of various rumors, as Abhishek himself is talking about. So I don't think, and Kavita, you rightly pointed out, it's a 5%, 10% margin that people will negotiate, and it depends on how eager you are to dispose of the property and what is the requirement for you to kind of sell it off. And depending on the requirement, you can take a maximum 5-10% hit, if at all, because it is in resale, and take it forward. Because, and if he's buying another property which is in resale, he'll kind of balance it off.
So there you go, Abhishek. Ashwinder essentially reiterating what he's been saying right through the show. And this is what we've also been telling people. Do not believe in those rumors that are doing the rounds on WhatsApp. You're not going to get a 50 to 60% discount on property prices. If you can wait for some time, wait till the dust settles down, try to sell again in January, February. That's when you should see yourself getting some good, some good inquiries for that property that you own. Bhupendra Singh has written in on email and says that he wants to invest in Lucknow. Now, Ashwinder, Sushant Golf City is what he wants to invest into. He's getting a flat at 3,400 rupees per square foot. Should he wait or should he go for it?
So, interesting, Kavita, what we said, Lucknow, Chandigarh, Jaipur, these are tier 2 cities. I think the average rate in this locality is anything between 3,000 to 3,500. It's a great time for him to again go to the table, renegotiate. He hasn't spoken about a particular project in this development, so I would not be able to comment on that. But what I would suggest is let him do some more window shopping. Talk to some more advisors around who are credible people. Do not go to these, just fly by night. As it is after RERA, there's going to be a cleanup and you will only have credible, certified brokers. It's a matter of time. But maybe he would like to go to some couple of advisors again, go to the developer, see if he can take advantage of the situation which is there at this point, because, from a consumer standpoint, and if he can save another 50, 100 rupees, great. But overall, this location is fine and the developer is good. He can go ahead and take a call.
Ashwinder, also when you suggest that he go ahead and try negotiating with the developer, how do you really approach that? What should he go? You should just walk up and say that, hey, we've heard that prices will go down because of demonetization. Can you give me a discount? Is that the way you go about it?
No, see, to be honest, it has to be a very honest discussion. What you've said, there's no harm in that. The guy can always go and say that, look, I was planning to buy, but I am kind of hesitant at this point in time, and I'm not getting clarity. And I feel that, I might get a better deal if I go ahead in these times. And looking at the number of inquiries and the closures that the developer is doing, there can be a positive discussion that can happen. And the developer can say, okay, I don't think, you have to worry. Okay, because you've come, the developer might not give him a discount, might give him a value-added service, might give him a free parking, might give him a, a kitchen or something else. So, because everybody is talking about it, it's not going to be a surprise or a shock to the developer. So, that's how he can initiate a discussion.
Right.
But if he's serious, then only he should do it. It's not about, window shopping, because, yeah.
Right. Also, very quickly, we know that there are elections coming up in Uttar Pradesh. How will that really impact property prices in a market like Lucknow?
I think, Kavita, nothing much is going to happen, because already so much has happened and all of these things have now been discounted. So, because there's been so much of flurry after demonetization that elections actually will hardly have an impact on reality prices.
Right. So, if you're serious about that buy, you should just go ahead and try to negotiate with the developer. Question from Venugopal Parikh next. He says that he's planning to buy a flat in Ashoka Liviano. This is at Nanakramaguda in Hyderabad, which is adjacent to the outer ring road. Price being quoted is 4,000 rupees per square foot for 1,900 square feet flat. He wants to know if it is a good deal. What do you say? Ashwinder?
Kavita, this is a good location, near to high-tech city, near to Gachi Boili. Good developer, and the pricing is also competitive. So he should go ahead.
Right. Also, what is really
And Hyderabad, as I said, is a market which is really.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you about the Hyderabad market, because this is a market that started picking up in somewhere in the end of last year, and it has been doing fairly well through the year. What is your outlook on the Hyderabad market? What kind of growth have you already seen? We are in December now. What kind of growth do you expect going into 2017?
So good question, Kavita. See, what has happened with Hyderabad is all of us know for the last 6-7 years there was no action happening in the Hyderabad real estate space. So there was so much of pent-up demand. There were people who wanted to take a decision, but because of uncertainty, nobody was taking a call, and the market really took a beating. So it is only after the elections people got clarity, and the pent-up demand, immediately got converted. People took decisions, and that's how the market got buoyant. And now, the buoyancy is going to remain, but it is not going to be as exciting as it was, but it is going to be better than rest of the markets. A great market, great employment generation. The new government is very proactive, progressive, new organizations, new employment generation happening, double income families, educated people. So the demand is now going to be consistent. I think it should give a 7 to 8 or maybe 5 to 6% return on investment year on year. So it's one of the better places to invest in real estate.
Certainly
in
one of the
current times.
better, right, certainly one of the better places to invest, also considering the fact that there is a huge amount of absorption of office space that is really happening. A lot of companies are moving, are buying office space in the Hyderabad market, which means jobs are moving there. And if you are looking to invest in the real estate market, you should look at places where there are a lot of jobs, like Ashwinder just pointed out, because that also means steady rentals. Karthik writes in through email. Now he says that he's in talks with a seller to purchase a 3 BHK flat of 1,500 square feet area in a 10-year-old property named Purva Fairmont in the HSR layout in Bengaluru for 1.1 crore rupees. Now, given the impending demonetization impact on real estate prices, he wants to understand if we would recommend that he hold on from pursuing this any further. So here it is, Ashwinder. This is resale. This is a 10-year-old property, but this is Bengaluru. What should he do now?
Kavita, a very simple answer. He should go ahead with the deal. He's getting a good price. Maximum that he can negotiate is another 5%, not a penny more. A great place. He should go ahead. He's getting the right price. Just do a clean deal, all check deal. And if both the buyer and seller are okay with it, they should not really think about anything else and take it forward.
Right. Do not think of anything else, Karthik. Time that you go ahead and close the deal, you're actually getting a very good price. If you do want to push for a 5 to 10% discount. You're not going to get anything more than that. With that, we do come to an end of this episode of Property Hotline. Ashwinder, thank you very much for coming in and answering all those questions. And we will, of course, keep answering all your questions related to real estate, whether it is buying, selling and investing, legal issues, home finance or taxes. So call, write in or personally tweet to me. I'll make sure that the country's biggest experts answer your questions. Thank you very much for watching Magicbricks Now.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Magicbricks Now. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magicbricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/Magicbricks Now.